Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. For this video we'll be going through an unboxing of a commander deck, one of two commander decks from the Brothers War theme set. This particular deck is the Urza's Iron Alliance, and as I mentioned, this is part of the Brothers War theme set, all under Magic the Gathering. So coming close to wrapping up a lot of my Brothers War content for the quarter. Pretty much gone through almost every single type of booster bar draft. Done the bundle set, so it just leaves the two commander boxes. And at the point of this recording, yes, I do have access to a draft booster. So we'll go through that in the near future, and that will be the end of the Brothers War, at least in terms of proper length videos. Anyway, one of two commander decks. So these are pretty much pre-built decks. So if you're into quick commander play, this is a good way of doing it. You obviously don't have to worry about compiling your deck. You just play what you have. But given it's a pre-build, I guess you could probably have the disadvantage of people trying to tailor strategies against the deck, but oh well, those things happen. Anyway, this commander deck, as I mentioned, is the Urza's Iron Alliance, so it's one of the two brothers, with a nice little shot of his particular foil card on the front of the box. Artwork's not too bad. So that's a quick look of basically around the front of the box. Just looking at the signs, so we've got white, blue, and black. Surprised red wasn't part of this deck. Interesting. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so that's the front. Turn to the back. So we do have a bit of a blurb about Urza, and then what is within the commander deck. So 100 cards, deck box, some token cards. You will get a foil commander, a life wheel, a reference card, and a bit of a strategy insert onto how to play a commander deck, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty much a quick look of outside the box. So I will open up the box and then we can have a look at what's included. And with everything now out of the box, so I guess I'm trying to go through some of the more simpler things. So the included card box, which is nice. So very basic card box, but we do have Urza there on the side of the box with, I dare say, his particular faction's emblem. Reminder of which playing cards, colors, etc. elements you're using. Now for some reason this particular box wasn't done very well, so it has detached itself somewhat, but at the end of the day it is a very basic card box. So that's the included card box. Spin down counter, which is pretty normal. In fact, I think all these spin down counters are pretty much the same between all commander decks. So once you've seen them all. So that is the spin down. We do have the little card backing that has some of these tokens. So we've got these little tokens on the side. On the top there's a few more tokens as well, and then there is this particular card token on the very back as well, which is still very nice. That's very cool, and that's just the image that you see from the front of the commander box. What else do we have? So of the remaining things, that's the actual card deck. Do have a little sampler, the strategy guide, which actually I will open up because it should actually have something very specific to this commander deck. And the downside is it will basically span more than I've factored in for the camera. So we just have a nice little description of Urza, as well as his artwork, which I believe is the same artwork on his card. So that's very cool. And then, yes, just some quick pointers regarding 1, how to play a commander deck, and 2, there is some I think it's just a bit of a breakdown of how to play this particular commander deck before you go into the actual commander rules. So there you go, it's not too bad. So that's a little strategy insert, which is very nice. I guess before we get to that, we can have a quick look at the collector booster sample. I believe there's 2 cards in here. I think one of the box suggested they could be foils as well. So let's see what they are. I like how for a 2-card sampler, I've managed to neatly open this better than some of the other ones I've opened. Okay, there we go. I'm going to try and get these cards out to turn of the century. So there are 3 cards. 1 is a Secret Layer card. The other 2 are obviously samplers. So that particular card was hardly of any value. So the first card is the Teresian Mindbreaker, which is a rare. It's a borderless card, which is very nice. It's not a foil though. And then the other sampler, which is a foil, is the Ornithopter, which is very nice. Artifact creature. It is the Thopter. So there you go. So those were the 2 included cards in the sampler. Both of which I don't believe we've seen thus far. At least I don't believe I've seen them thus far. So those were the sample cards. Now, going through the commander deck, I'm trying to go through this fairly quickly because, as I've mentioned a few times, it is a pre-built deck. So once you've seen it once, you've pretty much seen it the whole time. So there's the foil for Urza, which is to be expected. That's very cool. And then I guess before we look at the entire deck, there is the reference card. And then the rest of the deck, in fact, there's the nice big card, well, the thick display card for Urza. In fact, if I just break this up, so we have that, and then we have these double-sided cards as well. I'm not sure how these double-sided cards work because they are double-sided. We are familiar with Power Stone, seen it a few times. That was one side. The other side, Servo kind of reminds me of, it's a bit of a weird Protoss vibe. So these are just the double-sided cards. Interestingly enough, the Servo on one side doesn't necessarily have the exact same backing as the others, so I think these 2, yeah, so these 2 were both servos, yet one has been a construct and one has been a Phyrexian horror. So those are the double-sided cards. Now, in terms of the pre-build, let's see how quick I can go through this. I guess I just might do this in reverse. That is a nice foil. That one does look cool, quite cool. As I said, I'm just going through these cards pretty quickly for the sake of just going through them. So it's interesting how well, granted I've only looked at a few boosters, how even in this commander deck a number of these cards are a brand new fresh look. Actually, these were all land cards. That's an interesting take on a land card. I'm sure there are some special mechanics for the Brothers War that I've not become familiar with. Whatever that is, that does look quite cool. Indomitable Archangel. Given some of the imagery for Urza, I would have actually expected to see some very hard-hitting, like tank or tank-like vehicles throughout the set. So who knows? I'm probably only halfway through the set, so I suspect there could be some of those coming through. But yeah, I don't know. Just I wouldn't say I'm underwhelmed, but I was expecting, you know, some more beefier type cards, but a lot of these seem very people orientated, things like that, if that's even a description. That, or I'm not paying good attention. I mean, that is an artifact creature construct. And I say this all the time, but the artwork is always fantastic on these cards. Ooh, an artifact creature dragon. So I guess maybe the... I was going to say the black cards, but I'll take that back. It may not be the case. But we did get a little back-to-back of some construct cards. Going back into some lands. Yeah, I will admit, because the look has changed, it does feel a bit confusing. Going back through some more cards, which now, oh, no. I was going to say they all had like predefined mana costs, but maybe not. Another artifact creature. Back to the Thopters, which do have a very interesting look about them. Probably only got about a quarter of the commander deck left. Definitely be interesting to see what the other commander deck looks like. Almost there. Oh, and into the basic lands. Some of these we've definitely seen before through previous things. The bundle set is probably a good example. Had the basic lands included, both as foils and regulars. So these are basically nothing new. We have seen them in some shape or form before. So that was a very quick look at the card inclusions for this particular deck. Definitely not too bad. It is a commander deck. Obviously it's pre-built, so take with it the pros and cons as you do. But no doubt a commander deck for someone such as myself is probably a good place to start, because it does take some of the guesswork out of constructing a deck. Especially given that I very doubt that I would ever try in the super competitive circuit play, because I'd probably be eliminated within the first round. Probably. But stranger things have happened. So that brings us to an end of the unboxing of the Urza, either Iron Alliance Commander deck. So definitely some nice inclusions there. Definitely not the same scale as a bundle set. It's just enough to pretty much get you started and on your way. But hey, that's always a good thing. Some people do like the ability just to be able to pick up something, pretty much open it and get started. So it's definitely a good starting point for those who are completely unfamiliar with things. Thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, link below. Stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all, potentially, in the upcoming video of the second Commander deck. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video somewhere else on the channel. See ya.